Morning. I'm here with Peter Bergen, our Chief Auctioneer, and we're doing a bit of a wrap up because there's been so many questions raised in regards to what's the virus and what's the market really doing. So Saturday we had, I wouldn't call it a super successful auction in the sense that most people expect that it will be a really busy, frantic, hands everywhere. This was 9 Houghton Street. We went into it knowing that we had a handful of bidders. We had 3 registrations and it was a bit tougher, but we got to the end goal, which above reserve. Pete, what do you think is actually happening within the market? Because you put most of your auctions on Saturday called really well, and you only actually didn't sell one under the hammer.
Yeah, we had 6 auctions on Saturday that were scheduled and sold 5. So at this stage, I'm seeing no negative effect from the coronavirus on the market. Auctions, and I guess Houghton Street was a great example of the power of auction. They don't always look pretty, but they're highly effective. So we had an auction there where obviously the bidding got to a certain level. We paused. That level was just under the reserve price, but we paused it, and with some conversation and negotiation, we were able to find common ground between the buyer and the seller to a point where both parties were very happy. At that point, we announced the property on the market, and you can see a little bit more competition creeps in, and then there's a little bit of upside there above the reserve price. So when you look back, the result stands head and shoulders above anything else that's sold in the market. If you were at the auction, would you have gone, geez, that was the most entertaining thing I've ever seen? Probably not, but from the seller's point of view, a great outcome.
Yeah, it was, and I think the other thing is we're certainly seeing the amount of properties coming on the market still quite much lower than this time last year. So what that means is we are achieving, let's say, higher results, but with all this sort of media or let's say uncertainty around the market, it's actually still very, very strong, very positive. And I think largely what came out of Saturday is that the reality is the market's not going to change. It's probably going to get a bit tighter before it loosens up, but it is a really good opportunity, especially under that auction process.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think at the moment, the conversation we're having with buyers, and I think people would understand from our point of view, it's really important that we're engaging the market to get an understanding of what sentiment is. But the conversation is very much that buyers are looking well beyond the next couple of months. They are making long-term decisions in purchasing a property, and they see that it is the right time to make that decision. So hopefully, that will certainly shore up our market through what could be a difficult time. Obviously, we're going to monitor things very, very closely and report as we see it. But yeah, I think there's really good times for Brisbane.
Well, thanks for the chat. Thanks for watching. And if you do have any questions, you're welcome to give Peter or myself a call. We'd love to be able to assist.